try to get on board early, and we'll get your phone calls here in the next segment. And we'll try to get to as many calls as possible at 855-660-4261. If you want to purchase any of the longevity products or start yourself a longevity business, please call the Brightside Ben phone team at 866-735-2470, or you can go over to brightsideben.com and take a look at our you can click on the Join the Team link. You can also take a look at our shopping cart with all the longevity products. And I also want to encourage you to check out my blog, pharmacistben.com, which we update regularly with news stories as well as blog posts. Thank you to my webmaster, Robert Lundgren, who does a tremendous job on my blog and my website, pharmacistben.com. Okay, so if you're interested in building connective tissue, which we all should be interested in doing, building connective tissue and muscle tissue, this is where aging really takes place. This is where the visible signs of aging take place. Most of the visible signs of aging take place in this matrix area. Lots of ways you can build the connective tissue, muscle tissue matrix. We left off before we went to break. We're talking about weightlifting. And that's a great strategy, putting stress on the body, doing weight-bearing exercises. You don't have to be an athlete. You don't have to be a bodybuilder. You don't have to be, a football player or young buck or teenage boy. You don't have to. It doesn't have to take you a lot of time either. Good weightlifting program can take you 5 minutes, literally 5 minutes. That's all you really need. 5 minutes a day, 3 days a week, 4 days a week or so. That's plenty of time to get a good, intense workout that'll help build connective and muscle tissue. But you want to make sure you're coming home and doing your B vitamins, your protein, your amino acids, essential fatty acids, etc. Number one, you want raw materials present as soon as you stop working out. The body will instantly use those nutrients for the repair process. Secondly, there's a second reason why you want to make sure that you got nutrients present, and that's because these nutrients that you take when you come home from the gym can have anti-inflammatory properties, and inflammation will suppress the repair process. Now, a little bit of inflammation is important. A little bit of inflammation actually initiates the repair process, but too much inflammation can suppress repair. And making sure you have vitamin C and the B complex and magnesium and amino acids present, essential fatty acids present, digestive enzymes for that matter, present when you come home from a workout can have anti-inflammatory benefits, and it can help keep inflammation from getting out of control so that the repair process can proceed the way you want it to. Remember, it's the repair process that you're looking for, to exploit, to take advantage of. It's not the weightlifting. It's not the stress where you get the growth and the repair. It's when you stop working out. That's when you get the growth and repair. And you want to make sure that when you stop your workout, you don't have too many inflammatory factors present, and using nutrients when you come home from the gym can have wonderful anti-inflammatory properties as well as growth-inducing repair properties. Vitamin E, by the way, can be especially effective when you come home from the gym for keeping inflammation down. All fatty nutrients, vitamin E, essential fatty acids, vitamin A, in addition to vitamin C and zinc. These can all be helpful for their anti-inflammatory properties as well as for their growth-inducing properties. And by the way, these concepts can be applied to skincare as well. As we've been saying, the appearance of the skin is for the most part a connective tissue issue. How the skin looks in terms of wrinkles and fine lines and aging is largely a connective tissue issue, a matrix issue. Connective and muscle tissue get thinner, and we get wrinkles, and we get fine lines. You can rub all the wrinkle cream on the surface of the skin that you want, but if you're not addressing the connective tissue and the muscle tissue, it isn't going to help very much with your wrinkles. This is the problem with most wrinkle creams, anti-aging creams in general. Even the famous melon extract that crazy commercial with the French doctor. By the way, the melon extract from France actually comes from New Jersey, FYI. It's just some more scam artists on commercials and through the mass media. It's just sad that somebody like Cindy Crawford should be involved with something like that. In any case, you can't rub a melon extract on the surface of your skin to fight your wrinkles, no matter what the French doctor tells you. Connective tissue and muscle tissue, the meat of the body and the meat of the skin, is underneath the candy coating. It's underneath the epithelia. You got to get into that connective tissue and muscle tissue area if you're going to fight wrinkles and fight the signs of aging. Now keep in mind, the same kind of weightlifting effects that you get when you go to the gym to build connective tissue and muscle tissue can be applied to the skin. Connective tissue and muscle tissue in the face, in the skin, can be stimulated by stress in the same way that the connective tissue and muscle tissue growth can be stimulated by weightlifting stress or weight-bearing exercise stress. How do you stress facial connective tissue. How do you stress facial muscles? By working out your muscles in your face. You can do facial muscle exercises. Literally, you can contract and relax and contract and relax, and you will be doing the same kind of, you'll be achieving the same kind of effects on the connective tissue and the muscle tissue in your face and the areas where you're getting wrinkles and fine lines that you do when you build muscle when you go to the gym. Of course, you also want to make sure that you're using supplements in your dietary strategies as well for taking care of the wrinkles and taking care of the fine lines and the crow's feet and the other visible signs of aging. One of the neatest things about the skin is you can address connective tissue and muscle tissue matrix by working with the surface, by working with the candy coating, not with melon extract. That's not going to help you. Most wrinkle products and anti-aging products aren't going to help you, but alpha hydroxy acids will. Glycolic acid, lactic acid, malic acid, mandelic acid. These are all alpha hydroxy acids. Are found in lemons and limes and wine and milk and various fruits and vegetables. These alpha hydroxy acids can have a powerful stimulating effect on connective and muscle tissue, and this is why you want to make sure, if you're interested in anti-aging skincare, that you're using topical alpha hydroxy acids. Make sure it's low pH, that is, you're maintaining the acidity. Most of the over-the-counter products don't have enough acid bite to really have an effect. But if you go to an esthetician or you go to a salon or you go to some kind of skincare facility, maybe even a dermatologist's office, make sure you're getting an alpha hydroxy acid toner or alpha hydroxy acid cleanser that's got a low pH. You can have a pharmacist compound it for you on a pH of around 2 to 3, which is kind of that's pretty acidic stuff. You're not going to find that in the supermarket or at the drugstore, but you can have a pharmacist make it up for you. Or you can have an esthetician. You can go to a salon, have an esthetician sell you a nice alpha hydroxy acid product. Make sure the pH is low. It doesn't really matter the concentration of the alpha hydroxy acid. It doesn't matter if it's a 10% alpha hydroxy acid or glycolic acid product, as much as the pH, as much as it's important that the pH is where you need it to be, around 2 or 3. The pH of the skin is maybe 4 or 5, so you want it to be a little bit more acidic than the skin. And then you want to make sure that you're using vitamin A and vitamin C. We've talked about this a lot. Vitamin A in its vitamin C in its lipophilic format and its fatty format, and then vitamin A as retinoic acid or retinol. And these were what I call the big 3 topical skincare ingredients, and they're really important because they help build connective tissue and muscle tissue, and they do it in a really neat way. Simply by disturbing the epithelia, the surface of the skin, they actually activate the lower the meat and the matrix part that's lower underneath this epithelial surface area of the skin. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. Got more to tell you, and take your phone calls as well when we come back from our break.
This alert just came in. This special announcement is for business owners and leaders of organizations who've been waiting for the right time to build. General Steel has made it impossible to wait any longer with rock-bottom prices that could save you thousands. That's right. General Steel, America's leader in pre-engineered structures, is offering buildings at prices you will never see again. Don't miss these prices. A 50 by 100 for under $30,000. You heard right. That's 5,000 square feet under $30,000. Manufacturers, if you need a larger building, try a 100 by 100 commercial building for $129,000. You can't afford to rent with these prices. Imagine a 70 by 100 foot church building for under $69,000. With the economy improving and interest rates still at historic lows, you can't afford to wait. So call 866-91-STEEL. Lock in your price now. Take delivery in spring. 866-91-STEEL. That's 866-917-8335.
We live in a complicated society. Stressful issues are always popping up. Have you ever been treated unfairly by someone? Have you ever been overcharged for a repair? Have you ever signed a contract or a document worried about identity theft? How many times have you been in those unique situations where you just wanted to call an attorney to find out if you're right or wrong, or what your legal rights are? But every time you think about calling an attorney, what do you think about first? That's right. Who do you call, and how much will it cost? Our friends at Legal Shield have found a solution. With a nationwide network of 6,900 attorneys who average 19 years of experience, Legal Shield's law firms take over 40,000 calls per week helping their members. For less than $20 per month, you can have access to Legal Shield on everything from the trivial to the traumatic. Let Legal Shield stand up for your rights at lsprotection.com. That's lsprotection.com. Or call 855-340-SAVE, 855-340-7283.
Curious about what comes next? Next is the feeling of vulnerability you get after you arrive home to discover your house has been ransacked by burglars. Fool the bad guys with a new improved fake TV. You asked for it, we listened, and we made our new fake TV 3 times brighter than our previous model. The brightness of our new fake TV is equivalent to a 40-inch TV. It simulates the color and motion of a real TV while you're away from home. And when burglars think someone is home watching television, they're likely to pass your house and move on to an easier target. The new, brighter Fake TV is only $39.95 and includes free shipping. Go to faketv.com or call 1-877-5-FAKE-TV. That's 877-532-5388. Or go to faketv.com. Fake TV, the burglar deterrent.
Great news, pure water lovers. BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com has a special discount offer for all GCN listeners. You can't do better than a Big Berkey for economy. For only 1.7 cents a gallon, a single set of filters can last for 5 to 10 years. There's none better than a Big Berkey for emergency preparedness as a backup water source. And you just can't beat a Big Berkey to remove dangerous chlorine, all types of fluoride, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, parasites, and unhealthy byproducts from municipal water. Berkey water filter systems are even powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. For the gold standard in water filters, get a Big Berkey at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. And all GCN listeners get 5% off all ceramic filter systems. For details, call 1-877-99-BERKEY. That's 877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
Now you can get the same survival food U.S. Special Forces use on their toughest field missions. High-protein, high-energy, freeze-dried foods known as long-range patrol rations, or LRPs. Soldiers love LRP rations. They're lightweight and easy to carry. Easy to prepare by just adding water. Easy to enjoy because they taste great. Civilians love LRPs as a solution for emergency preparedness and recreational activities with limited storage space, such as hiking, climbing, sailing, or RV travel. Veteran-owned Freeze Dry Guy is your exclusive source for this 2013 U.S. military overrun. Long on nutrition, these delicious entrees have a long shelf life, lasting decades. But this rare opportunity, this limited supply, will not last long. You have to act now. Call 866-404-3663, 866-404-FOOD, or log on now to freezedryguy.com, freezedryguy.com.
Not just an alternative to the mainstream media. We're the premier independent talk radio network. We are GCN.
We are back on the bright side. I've got a couple more. I'm going to I'll finish this up here real quick. So the big 3 topical skincare ingredients work because they work in the connective tissue area, the matrix area of the skin. For the most part, however, you're not going to get matrix, connective tissue, muscle tissue matrix effects by using skincare products. That's why I call these ingredients the big 3 ingredients, because they're the only 3 ingredients that can really address the connective tissue, muscle tissue matrix. Now, there are some peptides that can do it. We talked about Matrixyl in the past, and that can do it. But for the most part, if you want to get connective tissue, muscle tissue effects, and this is where wrinkles are showing up, if you want to get anti-wrinkle and anti-aging effects on the skin, topically, that is, using topical products, you've got to use alpha-hydroxy acids, glycolic acid, lactic acid, and such, as well as vitamin C and vitamin A. Now, these topical strategies are just a drop in the bucket compared to internal strategies. Number 1, making sure you got the raw materials. Number 2, you got the raw materials for building. And number 2, you got the raw materials to keep inflammation down. And then there's some other strategies as well, some of which involve food, and we'll talk about that on our next Brightside episode. And we will also continue talking about proteins and peptides and cysteine and ways that you can build connective tissue using these proteins and peptides. And then we'll continue talking about glutathione, the body's most important cancer-fighting, antioxidant, disease-fighting, and anti-aging peptide. We will do that as we continue talking about protein and peptides on the Bright Side. I am Pharmacist Ben. You are listening to the Bright Side on the Genesis Communication Network. We're here 8 to 9 Pacific and 10